ultimately, I feel deep down, we are essentially all the same.
On one creator, one great mystery.
For us Murning, we are being called back to nature and Gullah the fire. Gullah is the heart of the whale. While it still beats, there is hope for all of us and the whales.
Wow, look at it. They must be all beating the same heart. And that heart is also beaten into Mother Earth. So that's what keeps everything going.
The appearance of the whale at the cliff signified the tribe's return from the edge of cultural extinction. But what did the journey of the gathering itself mean personally to our Murning friends?
For a long time I was lost, and there's nothing worse than that. We've been away from so long that I felt sad. Some spirit calling brought me this way. I realise now that I'm connected to the whale. And we're connected to the whale, then the whale's happy.
I am the one who dreams for him.
We can't become like the Aboriginal people of the past, but we can build on the strength of the ancient generation. It was a really beautiful feeling for them to come together and show that they cared and they really want us to become part of them in amongst the living as we are.
Our people are just don't know how to thank everybody, and you know, we're sort of over the moon.
The support for the Murning people and their land.
So remember, one eye is sleeping always, but the other is open and watching.
Thank you.
We once were a tribe, and we still are.
For Bunalori, the gathering had further personal significance.
And it was a vision that came to me. I had this beautiful dream. I was singing this beautiful song. This song came to me in the dream. It was given to me. While we were singing our song in Murawidjini Cave, one of the Yolngu whalemen told me that we were being watched by spirit ancestors. And we felt the presence of those spirits.
It was your soul came out in those songs. You saw the old people, I saw the old women there, sitting there, you know, and their eyes were closed and going back to earlier days, and I could feel with them, you know.
There was hope for us in our culture and our dreaming with the whale.
Both the Murning and Bunna's optimism was also reflected in newspaper articles. In a newfound confidence, it was at that time that I connected to the Murning people and pledged my ongoing support for their cause.
We will do what we can, you know. I hope I can do you guys justice in knowing that you need to survive, you know. It's a necessity for the children.
It was wonderful for us to feel so much support. When the gathering is finished, we knew that It was going to be a struggle for us.
Even though she felt supported throughout our gathering, our Makah elder, Alberta, was going home to her own struggle to try and stop her tribe from killing the friendly grey whales again.
They've even brought the FBI in to come to my home and to question me why I'm against whaling. And I told my tribe, if I lose this battle and you go out to kill the whale, I will get on the first protest boat and I will be out there.
But the most critical struggle revealed at the gathering came through Siraku Tagria via his translator, Terry Freitas.
The struggle now is even more important, which is why the UA threatened mass suicide.
The threat of mass suicide, all the more shocking because it would literally bring to the end one of the last indigenous cultures of Colombia's remaining pristine cloud forests. If the Occidental Oil Company took one more step into their traditional land.
And they would rather die than die with dignity than have their culture and the land, the Mother Earth, exploited. Then they mean it, and they mean it 100%.
It was against this backdrop of threatened extinction and mass suicide of the last of the Ua tribe, mixed with feelings of optimism, that Siraku performed the final ceremony at the gathering, a unifying creation song never heard before outside his Amazonian lands.
This song that I'm singing, this chant, it comes from the spirits of the ancestors of our ancestors. It comes from the spirits of the gods, or the deities.
It's like Mother Earth dreaming.
They're from all over the world. They're from every place.
Realignment of the planet.
This song is about creation. This song is about human beings. This song is about all the fish in the sea. This song is about the animals. This song is about birth. This song is about everything together, everything in the world, that we're all sharing our different cultures, that we're sharing an understanding, that we're sharing a way of thinking, makes me very happy. This is a song that's the heart of our work.
The Ua's creation song crystallized the optimism of the gathering. But concluded with a stark warning about humanity's collective future.
This is a song that is our very being. This is a song we cannot forget. If we forget this song, the world will end.
How does ancient memory serve the future of the world? And it really is to live the creation song in ourselves and to keep it alive and to connect directly with our own inner sense of knowing and being.
If we forget this song, the world will end.
Perhaps no one is more upset than Makah elder Alberta Thompson.
They keep saying over here, babe, it's a great day. But to me, it's the worst day of my life. Because they killed one of my friends. For if all the beasts of the earth were gone, man would die of a great loneliness of spirit, because all things are connected. The spirit I received from them was a spirit of trust, that they trusted us.
So the Makah killed their whale in the so-called traditional way, using .50 caliber guns, further weakening the international moratorium on whaling. In the coming years, thousands more whales could die. What's more, the killing of the whale wasn't the only tragic news that I received after the gathering. My friend Terry Freitas, the translator for the Ua people at the gathering, was kidnapped and brutally executed in Colombia, along with 2 indigenous colleagues. They were traveling from Severino back to the airport when they were stopped on the road by hooded men. They drove off with the 3 hostages. On March the 4th, the awful news reached us from Venezuela that the 3 bodies were found on the Colombian border.
I had no idea what the grief of losing a son felt like. I was reading some notes from his journals that he had kept, and there was a passage in there, and it said, if the Ua are willing to die for this, so am I.
We're planting this tree.
Memorial services took place all over the world for Terry and his indigenous colleagues. Even those who didn't know them were deeply moved by the tragedy.
All our friends from the gathering were devastated by this loss. Pauline Tangiora, our Maori elder from the gathering, was even supposed to travel with Terry, but had to cancel at the last minute.
But part of me said if I'd been there, maybe we could have negotiated something. But that was not my walk in life. We need to let the world know that death is not the answer. That we must have hope. And we must love each other and work together. Otherwise, the death of Terry would have been in vain.
Well, I, for one, I completely lost hope at that time.
Well, after Terry's death, I just had to get right away from there. I had to take my family away from there, from the place where I was born. It hurt me deep inside.
I got really sick. That's why I went quiet for a couple of years. The thing I kept thinking was, well, what was the point of the gathering? It seemed like it had just been a complete waste of time.
I gave up hope too, and I just thought, we've lost everything.
Bunna and I lost contact for 5 years. Work on the project ground to a halt. Events unfolded that would forever change the world.
At this hour, American and Coalition
coalition forces in the early stages of military operations to defend the world from grave danger. We've got an unusual terror warning from the feds to tell you about.
Alert tonight, just 4 days before Christmas. A possible terrorist threat.
I just want you to know I think Navy SEALs rock.
There is diversity of opinion on Fox News. You may disagree with that. Should they use Moab bombs and daisy cutters and, let's not just when it comes to Christmas.
The care that goes into it, the humanity that goes into it.
The United States of America will not permit the world's most dangerous regimes to threaten us.
This crusade is going to take a while.
As I watched in horror the build-up to the war in Iraq and subsequent events unfold, I also witnessed something infinitely more powerful. The mainstream media barely reported the importance of one of the biggest outpourings of global will ever witnessed on this planet, as over 35 million people took to the streets. Evidence of the huge universal desire for peace, forgiveness, and love. Not retribution, as most governments would have us believe.
This is my solemn pledge. I will work to build a single nation of justice and opportunity.
It was witnessing the rise of this movement on the planet that inspired me to pick up the pieces of the project. For months, I searched for Bunner. Eventually, I found him and invited him to come and help finish the story.
My voice had gone quiet for a while. On a visit back to the Nullarbor, spirit ancestors appeared to me. They told me it was time to share the dreaming and the story of my people and the whale dance song again.
So Bunner took his whale dreaming song to First Light Country, the most easterly point of Australia. There, he was welcomed with open arms to the East Coast Blues Festival and by an elder from the Bundjalung country.
I'd like to welcome all my friends, and most of all, I want to bring Bunna into my heart.
We've got a very important Aboriginal person here from the Nullarbor, from Whale Dreaming, Yukala Murni.
As I shared more and more of my culture, whale dreaming and music wherever I could, I found more and more people felt the same way as me. And I realized there's only one way forward for us, everyone together.
Word of Bunna's newfound purpose reached Elcho Island. And 6 months later, Baramulla and the Yolnu people came to continue Bunna's initiation that they had started 7 years before at the gathering on the Nullarbor.
Baramulla and Bunna, they were gifted by the ancestors to come this way.
And I thank these wonderful people here. They've adopted me into their tribe. Finally now we can teach our generations the story that has been passed down from our ancestors, and the songs and the music that we share with the whales in the sea.
This is a meeting place. This is not just any place. It's a place for all tribe to meet in harmony.
The spirit that was engendered at the gathering was experienced 100-fold as Bunna performed with the Yolnu people and one tribe to celebrate peace. The return of Bunna and these whale dreamers are living proof that we can overcome our historical circumstances. We can even come back from the edge of extinction.
Through the sharing of ceremony with Bunna and others, I have come to understand that we must all learn to work together and quickly if we are to collectively come back from the edge of extinction ourselves. There is still hope. There is still magic alive on this planet. This I have experienced through my own dream and the whale dreaming of my murning friends.
Yogana, Karla, Warnma, Jirra, Yogilya, Yogorilla, Barlanga, Jirra. I know we have to make peace now with the people on our land. We all have to come to terms with the past.
Peace is in our hands. Let's celebrate that. Thank you. I welcome you here to the future that we share and that we must share together for our children and our children's children. In the name of reconciliation.
When millions of people get together, they can change the world.